you wonderful people out there in YouTube land. This is the Texas Special, and I want to welcome you to the channel. This is the first of many HO scale reviews that I will be doing this year. So last year I bought an HO scale train set with the intent to sell it at Papa Ben's train place in Houston. Now, I couldn't get my hands on the merchandise before Papa Ben's closed, so I ended up having to bring it home with me. Of course, my wife saw it and she fell in love, so we now have HO scale in the house, and we'll be adding HO scale equipment to the collection. And these are her trains, but do a product review on them. So this is the lifelike Rail Blaster freight set. It comes with a GP38 diesel locomotive lettered for chassis system with B&O markings, a McKeesport coal dump car, which actually comes with a gravel load and an actual dumping station, a 8,000 gallon tank car, single dome tank car lettered for Allied Chemicals, a 40-foot steel main central boxcar, a 40-foot composite outside braced boxcar lettered for the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy, and a Caboose lettered for chassis with Western Maryland lettering. So starting with the locomotive, it features interior illumination in the cab, headlights and number boards and marker lights. It does not have directional lighting, so the headlights and number boards on the front of the cab come on, as do the headlights and number boards on the rear of the locomotive. And I take that back, there are no number boards on the rear of the locomotive. The hand railings are a very thick plastic. They're horribly overscaled, but we're not dealing with scale trains rivet counter series here. We're talking about late 90s, early 2000s lifelike products. So for what it is, it's a pretty good engine. It's a surprisingly smooth running locomotive. It features one motor, which you can kind of see there in the cab. Good. This is the powered truck that actually has the motor attached to it. This is solely for picking up power from the track. Lifelike diesels are all pretty much like that. They don't have, they don't have all-wheel electrical pickup. You have one motor. You have one truck that's got the motor and one truck that's got the pickup. Now, when I say that, I'm talking about the train set engines, the lower end engines, not the Proto 2000s and so on and so forth. This locomotive features truck-mounted horn hook style couplers. The trucks are plastic. Pretty much everything on the locomotive is plastic, except for some of the drivetrain components and, of course, electrical stuff that needs to be metal. Loads and loads of detailing that is cast onto the body of the locomotive. As a matter of fact, the only thing on this engine that is separately applied is the horn, which is a 3-chime air horn, and the hand railings. Here we have the coal dump car, which again comes with a gravel load. This is an operating car, which we will take a look at here shortly. Plastic body, plastic frame, plastic trucks, truck mounted couplers, the whole nine. There isn't really any separately applied details on this car. The 8,000 gallon single dome tank car, Allied Chemicals, plastic body, frame, trucks, truck mounted couplers, horn hook style. The only separately applied details on this car are the ladder here and the handbrake wheel right here. There is no railing, as you can see, around the body of the car, but it's still a good looking little car. Lettering and paint job and everything on it is remarkably sharp. Here we have the main central 40-foot boxcar. Again, plastic body, cast on detailing. The brakeman's walkway on the top of the car is cast onto the car. Actually, the rivet detailing on this car is pretty good. The doors do open and close. Plastic body, plastic frame, plastic trucks, plastic wheels. The only metal on any of these cars is the weights in the cars. All of the detailing and all of the lettering is legible. The 40-foot composite boxcar, as you can see, very good lettering. The walkway up top is cast on. The ladders on the ends are cast on. The handbrake wheel is separately applied, but everything else is plastic. And the handbrake wheel and the doors are pretty much the only separately applied details on these boxcars. And finally, the Caboose. As I said, with Western Maryland markings, it's a chassis system Caboose. Now the body of this Caboose is actually three pieces. So you have the cupola here, which is a separate piece that pops off. You have the main body and the frame, which includes the end steps and platform and the hand railings and the brake wheel right here. Doesn't feature any interior illumination. Plastic trucks. Everything on this car is plastic except for the metal weight inside the car. Horn hook couplers and the truck mounted couplers. So, that being said, let's get this thing out on the main line and see what it'll do. So this little red building that you saw as the train was backing in, that is in the real world that would be like a scale house type of thing. Well, and right here, this houses the mechanism to operate the dump car. You push this little lever here, and a hook pops out the side of the scale house and tips the body of the dump car upward, dumping the contents into this plastic tray you see here. And then once you've dumped it, you just dump it back into the car and you're loaded and ready to go again for the next trip.